Listen to me. Some of you walked in here today carrying so much weight on your shoulders that you could barely stand. Some of you been dragging last year's failures, last season's pain, mistakes from 5 years ago, and you're wondering why you can't move forward. You're trying to run, but you're chained to your past. And I came to tell you, stop trying to move forward with yesterday's baggage. You need to reset. Now, don't miss this. Reset doesn't mean you failed. Reset doesn't mean you're broken. Reset doesn't mean you're weak. Reset means you recognize the system you've been running on isn't working anymore. Reset means you've outgrown the old habits, the old mindset, the old version of you. Reset means it's time to clear out the junk, start fresh, and operate at a higher level. You ever had your computer freeze up? You sitting there trying to open a file, but it won't load. You clicking, you typing, but nothing's happening. It's not that the computer's worthless. It's not that it doesn't work. It's just overloaded. And what do? You reset it. Why? Because you know the potential is still there. You know once you clear out what's clogging it up, it'll run smooth again. Some of you right now, your life is frozen. You're stuck. You've been pressing buttons, trying harder, reading books, going to seminars, but nothing's moving because you haven't reset your system. Listen, sometimes it's not more information you need. Sometimes it's not more opportunities. Sometimes it's not even more effort. Sometimes you need to stop, shut it down, and reset your mind. Because if your mindset is corrupted, everything you try to run through it will malfunction. Some of you still operating on the mindset you had in high school. Some of you still running on the software your parents installed in you when they said, you'll never be anything. Some of you carrying the lies people spoke over you, and you've been living life with error messages popping up every day. That's why you keep crashing. That's why you feel like you can't break through. You need a reset. I remember when I was homeless, sleeping in abandoned buildings. Man, I thought life had given me a permanent game over. I thought this was it. But one day I realized I could reset. I didn't have to keep replaying the same chapter. I could stop, breathe, and start again with a new perspective. That's what saved me. Not money, not luck, not somebody coming to rescue me. What saved me was the decision to reset my mind. Let me make it practical. Reset means you forgive yourself. Some of you have been holding on to mistakes for years. You messed up once and you turned it into an identity. That's not who you are. That's what you did. You need to reset the story you keep telling yourself. Reset means you let go of toxic people. Some of you got folks in your circle who are draining your battery every single day. You can't reset if you keep charging them and they never charge you. Reset means you stop living in regret. You can't drive forward looking in the rearview mirror. Stop staring at what you can't change and reset your eyes on what you can. Listen, when you reset, you get clarity. Have you ever noticed when your phone or laptop finally reboots, it starts up clean, fresh, running smoother? That's what happens when you reset your life. The clutter clears, the noise dies down, the stress loosens its grip, and now you've got energy and vision again. But let me warn you, resetting is not comfortable. Resetting means stopping in a world that tells you to go, go, go. Resetting means facing the stuff you've been ignoring. Resetting means admitting what you're doing isn't working. That takes humility. That takes courage. But that's where freedom is. So here's my challenge for you. Tonight, when you leave this room, I want you to take inventory of your life. What needs a reset? Is it your health? You've been eating junk, skipping workouts, and now your body's crying out, reset. Is it your finances? You've been spending every dollar you get, no discipline, no plan, reset. Is it your relationships? You've been pouring into people who don't pour back, reset. Is it your mind? You've been feeding it negativity, gossip, fear, and wondering why you don't have confidence, reset. I'm not telling you this because it sounds good. I'm telling you because I lived it. I reset my life when I was at rock bottom, and that's the only reason I'm standing here talking to you right now. If I hadn't reset, I'd still be stuck in the same cycle. Listen, don't let pride keep you from resetting. Don't let fear keep you from resetting. Don't let shame keep you from resetting. You've been given another day, another 24 hours. That's proof you still got time. That's proof you still got purpose. But you can't step into it until you reset. So today, right here, right now, I want you to make a decision. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today, stop replaying your failures. Stop dragging dead weight. Stop living on old programming. Hit the reset button on your mind, your habits, your relationships, your priorities. Start fresh. Because when you reset, you give yourself the gift of a new beginning. And hear me clearly, sometimes the greatest miracle God gives you is not a breakthrough, but a reset. Listen to me. After you reset, you can't just stay on pause. Resetting clears the system, but you got to restart the system if you want progress. Some of y'all are stuck at reset. You stopped. You reflected. Maybe you even cut some people off. Maybe you took a break, but you never restarted. And I'm here to tell you, reset without restart is just rest. You can't build a new life standing still. Restart means you get back up with new energy, new habits, new mindset. Restart means you're not just breathing, you're moving. Restart means you didn't just let go of the old, you're actively stepping into the new. Now, let me help you make sense of it. Think about when your phone updates its software. It says, update complete, restart required. You can't get the benefits of the new system until you restart the device. That's what I'm telling you. You might have reset your mind, but until you restart your grind, you won't see change. Restarting is about action. It's about doing the work, not just talking about the work. See, some people love to live in one day I'll start that business. One day I'll go back to school. One day I'll get my health right. No, restart means today. Restart means you lace up your shoes and start running, even if it's slow, even if you stumble, even if people laugh. Restart is messy. Restart is uncomfortable, but restart is necessary. I remember when I dropped out of high school. For years, I carried that as my identity. E, you a dropout. E, you a failure. I reset when I stopped believing those lies. But I had to restart by actually going back to school. That was the hardest step, walking into that classroom as a grown man, sitting down with kids half my age. That wasn't easy. But that restart was what got me my GED. That restart was what eventually led me to college, to my PhD. Not the reset, the restart. Some of you got a reset story. You stopped drinking. You let go of toxic friends. You ended a bad relationship. That's good, but that's just half the battle. Now you got to restart. Build new friendships. Step into a healthy relationship. Replace those habits with ones that push you closer to your goals. Because, listen to me, if you reset but don't restart, your system is clean, but it's empty. And empty doesn't move you forward. Restart also means rebuilding your routines. You can't expect a new life with the same schedule. You can't expect new results with the same habits. Restart means you wake up earlier, you grind harder, you cut out wasted time. Restart means you prioritize your goals over comfort. Restart means you stop waiting for motivation and start moving with discipline. I know some of you are afraid of restarting because you failed before. You're scared of wasting energy. You're scared of being embarrassed again. You're scared of people watching you start small. But hear me, everybody who's ever succeeded had to restart somewhere. Every champion had a beginning. Every millionaire had a day one. Every success story started with somebody saying, I'm starting again. Don't despise small beginnings. Don't despise the first step. Don't despise the grind when nobody's watching. That's what restart looks like. It's not glamorous. It's not easy. It's sweat. It's discipline. It's faith. Restart doesn't give you applause. It gives you progress. Here's the trap. Some of you want results without restarting. You want the new body without restarting your diet and workouts. You want the business without restarting your hustle and discipline. You want the relationship without restarting your attitude and communication. You can't shortcut restart. There's no hack for it. Restart is the work. Restart is the sacrifice. Restart is the foundation. Let me make it practical. If you're trying to restart your finances, it means creating a budget today, cutting unnecessary spending, starting that side hustle. Not tomorrow, today. If you're trying to restart your health, it means throwing out the junk food today, drinking more water today, moving your body today. If you're trying to restart your career, it means sending out applications, learning new skills, reaching out to mentors today. Restart is always immediate action. And here's the beautiful part. When you restart, you build momentum. That first workout leads to the next one. That first dollar saved leads to the next 100. That first chapter studied leads to the next exam passed. Restarting may be hard at first, but once you move, once you start rolling, the momentum will carry you further than you imagine. But you got to push through the first wall. That's the hardest part. The restart always meets resistance. Your body will say, I'm tired. Your mind will say, it's too hard. Your friends will say, why are you doing all that? That's where you got to push. That's where you got to decide, I will not stop. I will not quit. I will not go back. Because restart is not about trying again for a week. Restart is about recommitting for the long haul. I'll never forget when I started speaking. My first talks weren't in arenas. They weren't online with millions of views. My first talks were in small classrooms in front of kids who didn't even want to listen. But I restarted my life by showing up, giving everything I had, even if it was to 3 people. Restart built my consistency. Restart built my skill. Restart built my character. And eventually, restart built my platform. That's what I'm telling you. Restarting may not look big at first, but don't judge the beginning. Judge the trajectory. Restart sets the direction. Restart sets the tone. Restart is proof that you believe in yourself enough to move again. So I need you right now to ask yourself, where do I need to restart? Where have I paused for too long? Where have I been waiting for the perfect moment that will never come? What dream have I buried because I thought it was too late? It's time. Not next month, not next year. It's time to restart today. Because hear me clearly, the only difference between the person who succeeds and the person who stays stuck is restart. One gets back up, dusts themselves off, and tries again. The other stays down, waiting for someone to rescue them. Nobody's coming to restart your life for you. You got to push the button yourself. So tonight, when you go home, don't just write down what you need to change. Take the first step. Do something. Sign up. Call somebody. Start. That's your restart. That's the key. And once you restart, momentum, growth, and opportunities will meet you on the road. Now lean in, because this last piece is the difference maker. Reset was the pause. Restart was the action. But without this third part, you'll lose everything. You've got to refocus. Listen to me. Distractions are everywhere. Some of you got the energy, some of you got the talent, but you're leaking because you can't stay focused. You're chasing every little thing, scrolling your life away, getting pulled into drama, spending your energy on people and places that don't deserve your time. That's why you feel exhausted. That's why you feel stuck. Not because you don't have the ability, but because you don't have the focus. Hear me. Lions don't chase every animal in the jungle. They lock in on one target. They stalk it. They focus on it until they catch it. That's why they eat. But some of y'all, you're acting like hyenas, running here, running there, chasing noise and ending up with nothing. Refocus means locking back in on the goal, cutting out the distractions and saying, I will not stop until I get what I came for. Let me tell you something. Success isn't about who works the hardest once. Success is about who can stay focused the longest. The grind is crowded at the beginning. Everybody's excited at the start. But by month 3, by year 2, only the focused are still standing. You want to know why some people never finish? It's not because they're not smart. It's not because they're not capable. It's because halfway through, they lost focus. They got tired of the process. They got distracted by comfort. They started comparing themselves to everybody else. They started scrolling instead of building, and the dream died not because it wasn't possible, but because they weren't focused. Refocus is about realigning with the mission. It's about reminding yourself why you started, because the why fuels the how. When the distractions get loud, when the pain gets heavy, when the results are slow, you need that laser focus that says, I don't care what it looks like right now. I know where I'm going. Let me make it plain. Imagine driving a car. If you keep looking left and right, if you keep checking what everybody else is doing, you're going to drift. You're going to swerve. You might even crash. But if you keep your eyes on the road ahead, you'll get to your destination. That's refocus. You've got to stop looking at everybody else's timeline. Stop comparing yourself to social media. Stop checking who's clapping for you and who's not. Keep your eyes forward. Your race, your journey, your finish line. And don't miss this. Refocus isn't just about removing distractions. It's also about aiming at the right target. Some of you are laser focused, but on the wrong thing. You're locked in on approval, locked in on status, locked in on impressing people who don't even care about you. That's why you're burning out. Refocus means asking, am I chasing what really matters? Am I chasing purpose or just attention? Am I chasing legacy or just likes? I remember when I was building my career, I had to constantly refocus. Opportunities came. Some looked shiny, some looked quick, but they weren't aligned with my purpose. I had to say no, and that's what some of you need to do right now. Refocus means saying no. No to the wrong crowd. No to wasted time. No to shortcuts. No to anything that pulls you away from the bigger mission. But here's the beauty when you refocus. Your energy multiplies. The same hours that felt like nothing suddenly become powerful. Why? Because when you aim all your strength in one direction, you become unstoppable. A magnifying glass can start a fire, not because the sun got hotter, but because the focus got sharper. That's you. Your fire is waiting on your focus. So how do you refocus? Number one, get clear on your vision. Write it down. Make it plain. Don't just say, I want success. What does success look like for you? What's the goal? What's the deadline? What's the plan? The clearer you are, the easier it is to focus. Number two, cut out the noise. That might mean deleting apps. That might mean limiting your circle. That might mean saying, I'm unavailable to some invitations, because if it's not moving you forward, it's holding you back. Number three, create habits that guard your focus. Schedule your time, block distractions, set priorities, because focus isn't an accident. It's a discipline. Every day you've got to choose what deserves your attention and what doesn't. And number four, keep your why in front of you. Picture your kids. Picture your future. Picture the legacy you want to leave. When you feel like giving up, when your focus starts to blur, your why will snap you back. But let me warn you, refocus isn't a one-time thing. Life will always try to pull you off course. Every new season, every new challenge, every new distraction, you've got to refocus again. It's a cycle. Reset when you need to clear. Restart when you need to move. Refocus when you need to aim. That's how you keep growing. That's how you keep winning. Let me talk to somebody real quick. You've been grinding, but you lost focus. You started out hungry, but now you're distracted. You started out disciplined, but now you're comfortable. You started out consistent, but now you're slipping. This is your wake-up call. It's time to refocus. Don't waste the reset. Don't waste the restart. Lock in. Lock in on the vision. Lock in on the mission. Lock in on the goal. Because hear me, average people dabble. Great people focus. Average people start. Champions finish. Average people talk. Focused people execute. Which one are you going to be? I came here to tell you you've got greatness inside you, but greatness requires focus. You've got dreams bigger than your situation, but dreams only become reality when you focus. You've got everything you need, but it's scattered. Refocus and watch how your life changes. So tonight, when you leave here, don't just feel good. Don't just clap. Don't just say, that was deep. No, go home and make a list. What's distracting me? What's wasting my time? What's stealing my energy? Write it down and then cut it out. Then write down the one or two things that matter most in this season and put your full focus on them. If you do that, I promise you, you'll stop being busy and start being effective. You'll stop spinning in circles and start moving in straight lines. You'll stop wondering when success will come and start creating it with your own two hands. So remember, reset when you need to clear. Restart when you need to move. And refocus every single day to make sure your aim is true. That's the formula. That's the game plan. That's how you stop drifting and start dominating. Now let's get it.